I should have pumpkins instead of cats. Go with a cat lady, go with a pumpkin lady. Okay, so good afternoon everyone, good afternoon, hope you're all okay. Welcome to my channel. My name's Emily and this is mine and my family's budgeting journey. On this channel we do budgeting, we do cash stuffing, we do prepping, we do some homeschooling as well, and now it seems I do gardening as well. So if any of the things that I do on this channel you find helpful or useful, then please consider pressing that subscribe button and joining our lovely family over here. And yes, please press the like button, that would be fantastic, thank you. So today is just a little garden update. If you are new here, this is my prepper garden. I do lots of prepper videos. I have a prepper playlist that I will put down in the description box as well. I'm just gonna show you what I am doing this year. I'm just gonna put my new book up there and show you how easy it is just to get started. So me this year, I'm growing to be a bit more self-sustainable. As you know, things have gone up in the shop, so I want to grow all of those things that cost a lot of money. So if you go into the shops and you find things like strawberries, raspberries, anything to do with tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, all of those things that you can find in there organically that are very expensive, I am going to be growing that in droves, and then I'm going to be keeping it and seeing if I can preserve some of that for the winter. So everyone said that they're interested to see what I was growing, so I just thought that I would show you what I was growing. So basically I would always say eat what you grow. I've got a couple of experimental things on here, but other than having a go, I would just tell you to eat what you grow. And also I will say to you, every growing year is different. I have not been here, I've been growing I've been growing in the garden all my life. Mum and Dad were always keen gardeners. Mum always grew, did all the flowers and stuff. Dad always did the potatoes. We are very growy, green-fingered family. Everyone is. So yeah, it wasn't too hard to pick up, you know, a trowel and sort of convert the garden or whatever from the stony mess it was in to become a lovely garden. So this year, hopefully you can see, I'm a bit zoomed out. I'm afraid my phone is still broken. The new one that I had come wouldn't charge. So I've got no phone still, so you'll have to excuse the angle, I'm so sorry. So I'm going to be going carrots, potatoes, beetroots, onions, spring onions. Might let a few of them grow into real onions, but basically you just pick onions earlier. Leeks, they will overwinter as well, which means I will leave them in the ground out there for next winter. Broad beans, we loved these, but it seemed to be only me that ate them. But I do freeze them and then the kids will eat them, so I put there only 10 plants. Peas, tons. Mange 2 sits in a what do you call them? Oh, a hanging basket outside the back door, and the kids go and pick their own. So I do purple, one Blauschwick it's called, but I will put a picture up of it here. It is beautiful, and any Mange 2 will do, but I grew that by mistake and I just thought it is the best Mange 2. The kids eat it off the plant out there. Wonderful stuff. Sprouts I will be growing early as well. I don't think a lot of people know that you can grow sprouts early for tops and small sprouts. So basically they come in this little sort of floret on the top. They're much more tasty than spinach and all that sort of thing. They have a lovely sweeter taste to them. So if you're not into all the bitter stuff or the kale and that sort of thing, really is lovely. And then it will be like tiny little sprouts. So they are beautiful. And then obviously I'll let the plants go on into winter, or into autumn I should say, and over winter. Rainbow chard is another one, grow it every year, that overwinters. And then in the polytunnel we've got lettuce, radish, peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes. Also I've got raspberry bushes outside. I planted red currant bushes, they did really well. I've got strawberries outside, strawberries in the polytunnel. I think this year though, my strawberry plants will be on their last year. If you didn't know, save your strawberry plants, they will overwinter and they will give you crops 2 or 3 years in a row, so I might have to replace some of those this year. So I will be probably trying to grow some from seed, and then later in the year I will do cabbage, sprouts, squash, pumpkins, purple sprouting, all of this sort of stuff. I will leave it just past the butterflies and then get them out. I'll be growing all these indoors to start off with. So yeah, and then they will be put out once all those pesky butterflies and caterpillars bugger off. So yes. So then basically what I do is I put down when I'm going to be planting them, how many, where they're going to go and how long it takes. So what I do is I just put a little sheet down. This is, I don't know if you can see that, it's very, very rudimentary. But all I do is I know I've got my raspberry here. I've got my old shed, that's not, you know, that's a shed. And I've got my greenhouse polytunnel that I put up. This is all patio, this is all patio. And then I've got pebbled shady area. The brambles run all the way around my garden. So I have an endless supply of blackberries all summer. It is fantastic. So yeah, I'll just put them in the order that they want to go in. I might swap some of these around depending on where they are and whether they can be planted together. And yeah, basically I will start them under grow lights in here. I don't suggest grow lights if you're just starting, but I am very serious about seeing how much I can grow to eat this year. Really cut down on bills, give the kids lovely, lovely fresh stuff. And also if you do get the kids involved, you will find out that all of those kids that don't like greens, don't like this, don't like that, if they grow them themselves, I'll tell you they'll eat it. I've seen that so many times. My kids fortunately like stuff. My oldest is the one that doesn't like so much green bits, but we still put them on his plate. So yes, that's another thing. So flowers and things. This is beautiful, these. These are just from Tesco and they popped out. Literally I didn't expect them to come out, but obviously it's quite warm in here, so they just come out. They are absolutely beautiful. I can't think of anything besides maybe a sunflower that's any prettier than that. That is your classic dandelion. I love that so much. How beautiful is that? So yes, they are beautiful. Speaking of flowers and herbs, also I'll be doing a bit of companion planting. If you put certain herbs of certain fruits and vegetables and stuff, it keeps away all the creepy crawlies. I have a bay bush already. If you see one of my prepper videos, you know I buy big bags of bay leaves, because you put the bay leaves in your flour and all sorts of things. You never get any problems with them. I've never had any problems with anything that I've put bay leaves in. But I thought instead of keep buying them in mass quantities, I will get my own bay bush, which I did, and he is growing handsomely. So all sorts of flowers, pretty flowers for bunches, but not just that. Sweet pea and pretty flowers for pollinators. You so want bees in your garden. They are so important. Without them, nothing will grow. So I do all sorts of pretty flowers for them, just to get them in. And then hopefully I can use some of that as well. For example, borage, lemon balm and calendula. Beautiful flowers. Bees will love them. But I can use those for balms and tinctures. So that's my homework this year, to find things. I mean, calendula is good for skin, but do your own research and whatever. So balms and tinctures this year I may add to that list, because I think I'm just going to have a little sort of tincture garden, a corner of it. Also I am going to do Oscar a little mud kitchen on the patio, and then I'm going to give him his own little piece of garden, see what he wants to grow in it. So nasturtium and marigolds, we eat those. There are plenty of flowers you can eat. Please do your research. Nasturtiums, we just grow tons of. And also nasturtiums, it has to be said, unfortunately, they attract all the insects. So I put all the nasturtiums all around the vegetable beds, and they got the insects and my vegetables didn't. So if you've got a nettle patch and it's under control, I would think twice, because all sorts of things will go and attack the nettles first, all of the pest insects and stuff. So if you've got a nettle patch, I would keep it, because all the pests go to them first. So tons of sunflowers, I always do tons of sunflowers. I'll put some pictures up here. I do red ones, I do grey and white striped ones, they look a bit like zebras. I do big yellow ones, I do little yellow ones, like little yellow ones in pots that can come in here. Kids have always got one in their bedroom, that sort of thing. Little sunflowers, there is nothing better than a sunflower. And then what I do is I give them as a present to the birds. So I'll dry them out, and then make a hole in them, hang them up, and then they can have all the lovely sunflower seeds out of it. So we're on to what am I gonna try out this year. I'm going to try some straw flowers. Now they're called straw flowers. I'll put a picture up of them. They do look like straw flowers, and they look like they've been dried, but they're not. And they are just so pretty and will last for years in a display, or a you know, like in a vase or whatever. So those I'm going to be growing and trying. Love those. Salsify. Salsify is, how can I describe the taste? Salsify is a cross between a potato and a parsnip, I've put here. It's true, it's more like a parsnip than a potato, but it hasn't got that strong parsnip smell. Not keen on parsnips, you won't find them on my list. I might grow a few because I had a few organic ones over Christmas that I roasted and did lots of things with, actually enjoyed them, so they might come on my list. But salsify is basically a replacement for potato during the winter. It is very hard to grow, in fact impossible to grow potatoes here in the winter. What you do is you make a load during the summer and you store them. So we'll see. The black salsify that I've got is a Scandinavian version, and apparently survives freezing weather and everything. It's just like a good root vegetable. Their root vegetables are about this big. I will put a picture up while I'm waffling. So yeah, that's another one. And also I've got some Cape gooseberry seeds. They look like lychees, but they are anything gooseberry, and I might see if I can find some gooseberry bushes this year as well. But yeah, I mean, you can see that we eat everything on here. This is literally just a bit of an exercise book that I don't use for homeschool, or I pinched off homeschool. So basically I've just got a rudimentary outline of my garden, and then what I do is I just print off, go on to Pinterest, and you will see one of these, which is like, it's called a vegetable growing cheat sheet. So it'll show you what to plant together, how long it takes, what you should plant in each bed. I don't know everything. I do sometimes go over to here, but my garden is relatively small. It's not massive. It's not like allotment size or anything. It's just, you know, a plain back garden, but I really do want to do some good stuff this year. So right, let me get on quickly because I've waffled on for minutes already. This I got for Christmas. These are about £20 on Amazon. It's called My Gardening Handbook. But what I did was, the kids got it me for Christmas, but I got this on one of those Amazon return things. If you look under the Amazon listing, it doesn't say second hand, but it says other options of buy-in. And this one obviously went back to the warehouse. Someone bought it. It is untouched. No one's used it. But I bought it for less than a third of the price that it was, because it's hardback. It was 20 quid. I think the kids paid £7. I pointed it out that that's what I wanted. So Whether I get to using it this year, I don't know. It just covers everything. As you can see, I've got my touch in it with bookmarks and stuff, so I was trying to have a go to see where I could you know, put all my bits in and stuff, but we will see about this because I don't want to add any added pressure. I'm going to have enough pressure trying to feed everyone. So let me okay, so I just wanted to quickly show you this. Sorry if the table wobbles and is wobbling throughout. This is what I do. I know lots of people freeze and stuff their seeds. I don't. I keep them in an old bread tin in a cool, dry place on top of my homeschooling shelving, as long as it's not particularly warm and there's no sunlight. You should be absolutely fine. These are obviously all from last year. This isn't 1% of the stuff that I've got. Now, the only thing I will say is these all come from they're like 99 or 49p or whatever from Wilko. As a general rule, I don't use them simply because I like organic stuff in my garden. I'm trying to stay as organic as possible. Obviously, I don't know how the soil's been amended in the past, so I don't know, but yeah, we try and go organic as much as we can. So DT Brown Premier seeds. There is quite a few more as well, and there's a couple of new ones that I was looking at, so just have a quick Google search and see what you think. The ones in the brown bags are mine. I'm very proud of these. These are Crown Prince squashes, so that will make you that eventually. Just to show you as well the difference between sort of that and an organic one. That, for example, is probably the Tesco equivalent I've got here, and mine, which I seed shared, try saying that fast 10 times, and this is mine. So if you look at the Tesco one and then you look at my one, oh, he's lovely. And this will be bright orange when you break into it. This is a lovely Crown Prince squash. I almost love these as much as pumpkins. Well, in fact, it does look like a pumpkin to the untrained eye, but it's not. It's a squash. So, yeah. It's so gorgeous. Oh, I could just sit there and stare at him all day. Yeah, this is the one from Tesco's. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That will store a long time. I think I've had that since October, so you know, as long as you store them properly, you're good. Also, I just noticed that my chitted potato is now broken, but never mind. So if you can imagine all the chits coming out of those holes, you can see some more there. When we say we're chitting potatoes, that's what we mean. These are all red Duke of Edinburgh. What did I plant this year? I only plant red or purple potatoes. White potatoes do not do well here. Yeah, oh, Duke of York, sorry. Like in the nursery rhyme. So yeah. So yes, those are Duke of York. But I mean, you can see that they are all coming up. Wonderful stuff. I'll leave them for a week or two and then we'll get on with planting them, because obviously, like it says here, then they'll be ready in May. So, you know, you can see where the succession planting comes in. But I just wanted you to know that you don't have to do anything special to grow anything. You literally have to, a minimal care, chuck some seeds in the ground, see what you can grow. Like I said, every year is different, so just see what you can do. There is no magic formula to it. Just have a go, and once you've eaten your own stuff, you won't go back. You will want to keep craving your things that you bought. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this has helped. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up and a like if it has. That would be fantastic. And I will give you garden updates, and I will take you out in the garden as and when. But yes, thank you all for watching. Have a lovely weekend. I will see you all for Savings Challenge Saturday tomorrow morning. So yeah, have a lovely evening. See you tomorrow. Lots of love. God bless. Bye. Bye.